Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to come on today and talk a little bit about my story. My full story is in the description below. In regards to 57 years of domestic violence, and I've overcame every type of domestic violence there is. It's not something that I'm proud of. It took me a while to come and tell my story, more like 57 years. But I'm hoping that my story can help somebody, whoever's going through domestic violence. I'm hoping that my story can educate somebody in regards to how it happens. I'm trying to figure out the right words. There's no discrimination on who incurs domestic violence. It could happen to rich, poor, medium class, white, black, Asian. It can happen to anybody. And I think with my story, it took so long. I was ashamed. I was very ashamed to talk about it and blame myself. How could this happen to me, and how could I allow it? And I think early on, if you look at my full story, looking back now, it started with my family, my immediate family, like my father, my mother, my siblings. It started back then with the limited belief. If you're going to make it in this world, you got to find a rich man. The abuse I incurred with my father, because he was the disciplinary in my family. And just moving forward, and then when I got older, it became relationships and picking the wrong men and not allowing myself to heal after each relationship. And I think the key for me was, after you're done with the relationship that's very toxic, you got to take a moment and reach within yourself and figure out where it's coming from. So for me, my story started when I was a kid, and I didn't see it at the time, but looking back, I see it now. And I had a long time to reflect on what got me to where I was, with all the wrong choices, the people that I had in my life, the abuse that incurred, and always making excuses for when they would abuse me, and blaming myself that how could, what's wrong with me? What did I do wrong? And here to come to find out, it wasn't me at all. It was them who had the problem. It was them that had the issues of control. And I learned early on in my first relationship that with my father, that I blamed myself every time something happened. It was my fault. It was my fault. And then I started becoming ashamed that how could I be so dumb? How could I be, and just always blaming me, and I think the bottom line of it is if you're incurring any kind of domestic violence, you got to look within yourself and find out where it's coming from. Now, I'm not saying that, you're wanting the domestic violence. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that there's things that's happened in my life that led me to all this 57 years of abuse. And I mean every single abuse there is: physical, sexual, financial, emotional, psychological. It's all me. I had it all. But it took me 57 years and the time to reflect on how I got to that point. And I'm a survivor. And you can be too. You can be too. But you got to look within yourself. You got to be honest with yourself and say, and don't make excuses for the person that's hurting you. Don't make excuses for why the abuse is happening. And it starts, for me, it started when one of my relationships became very abusive. And it started out, I was making excuses for him. Then he would say to me, I'll never do it again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And, in the beginning, I believed him, because you go from loving somebody and then hitting on them like that. Then I realized when I had enough is enough, I realized that's not love. Abuse is not love. It's more control. It's more power. It's keeping you from your friends, your family, your loved ones. That's not love. That's control. And you got to step away from that. And it's difficult, because you got to have a game plan. You can't just up and leave if they're very physical to you. You can't just get up and say, hey, I'm done with this. I'm going out the door. Because in my case, they hunted me down. He hunted me down, and he isolated me from my family, and then the abuse got worse. And, so you got to have a game plan. You have to have a game plan, with local authorities. You got to have a game plan with trusted family members on when you want to leave. And sometimes you don't recognize, hey, it's, you blame yourself and you think it's you that's the reason why they're hitting you, or whatever the abuse is. And there's no reason, and I'm going to make this clear, because it took me a while to realize that. I blamed myself and thought it was me. There should be no reason anybody puts their hands on you. You are a valuable person. You are an important person. You are loved. You're a loved person. And you don't deserve that. You don't deserve any kind of that abuse. And so all I'm saying is, it becomes a mental game for these, I'll call them perpetrators, because they're a control freak on everything you do, from what you wear to who you're hanging out with, on how much money you're to have. And then they limit you so you can't leave. They limit you on who you're around, because then you can't tell what they're doing. Or they'll know that you're getting help from an outsider, and that makes it easier for you to leave them. And that's where the control, it's no good. It's no good for anybody. And in my case, in one of my relationships, I had children involved, and they were babies, and it was difficult. I had to have a game plan with my mother and trusted officials and just counselors. And at the time, I was so depressed and full of anxiety and blamed myself, and it was so ashamed, and how could I do this to my children? And just, it's not you. It's not you. It's them. And it's a mind game they play on you. They make you feel like it's you. They make you feel it's your fault. It's not. It's not your fault. You are loved, and you are worthy of having a good life. And that is not a good life, and that is not love. And if I could help anybody survive what they're going through, by all means, reach out to me. I got a P.O. box in my description. It'll help you. If you want to reach out, I'll be more than glad to speak with you, and maybe I can work something out to help you, or put you in contact with the right people, or But there is a national hotline, domestic violence hotline, in my description. It's open 24 hours a day. You could call it. If you need help for any reason, call it, use it. Use it. Because anybody that's dealing with domestic violence, it's not okay. And it's not your fault. It's theirs. It's the abuser that's doing it to make you feel it's your fault. You are worthy, and you are a loved, beautiful person. Don't let them do that. Don't let them have control of your life. And I know you're probably like I was, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I have nothing. But when you have trusted family members, and let's say you don't have anybody, but there's organizations out there that will put you and protect you and put you in the right place. For me, I had to be hidden. I had to go underground. In my community, they had an organization called Choices, and I reached out to them, told them my situation, and they hid me from him. They hid me from him and my child, so he couldn't find me. And then they put me in with, at the time, it was welfare, but I had no money, I had nothing. I didn't know where to go, what to do. They helped me. They helped me work through my circumstance, and it got me to see the light better than where I was. I blame myself. I felt unworthy. I felt like it was all my fault, that, how could I let this happen? How could I let my child be exposed to it? It just, the financial end of it, when you have nothing, you feel very worthless, very, what are you gonna do? Kind of overwhelmed, very overwhelmed. And I'm here to tell you, you can make it. Trust me, you can make it. I'm a survivor of 57 years of abuse. 57 years of abuse in different relationships, starting all the way back from when I was a child with my father. So, I had to stop. I took 17 years to reflect on everything I had been through, choosing the wrong men. And what's funny is the type of guys I got involved with, they open the car doors, they send you flowers, they love bomb me. They loved bomb me. And then when it came time to taking that relationship a little further, that's when it got toxic. So, and then that's when I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. And then it happened again. And then they'd make a fool of themselves. Like in my situation, one of the abuses that I endured with the man was he love bombed me right off the bat, love bombed me. And I thought, this guy really makes me feel good. This isn't going to ever happen to me, and, he opens car doors, he treats me so good. And then as soon as you get in that serious relationship, that's when it starts. Then he started drinking. Things started turning dark. He lost his job. Then the drinking came. He loved Jack Daniels, and every time he drank Jack Daniels, that became physical for him. It was like turning like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of thing. And it just kept going and going. And it was, I'm so sorry. And, and then when he was hitting on me, it's your fault. You did this. It's your fault. You made me do this. And, nobody deserves to be hit. Nobody. Whether it's psychological, emotional, physical, sexual, financial, nobody deserves that. That's not love. That's not true love. So I'm hoping that I can help somebody through my story. And if you just go down below in the description, you'll find my story, a link to my story. It's a little long, but it's 57 years of long. And it's about 55 minutes. And it starts from my childhood all the way up to about 17 years ago. And I've been on my own since. I'm worthy. I love myself. I've had time to reflect on what is love, what truly is love, and I'm single. It's by choice, and I'm happy. I like doing what I want to do, and not somebody telling me I can't do this, I can't do that, or taking the little bit of money I have. Oh, well, I need this, and then they go out and buy booze. You know what I mean? You're worthy. You are loved. And don't let anybody tell you any different. And no one deserves to put their hands on you. No one. That is not love. It's a control. And, one of my exes affected my job. I ended up losing my job because he would come in and demand talking to me, and my boss didn't want anything to do with it because it looked bad on the business they were running, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them a bit, and then I reached within myself, because I believe in God. That's my spirituality. I do believe in God. There were times that, why me? God, why did you put me in these situations? Why didn't you help me through? And it was me that put myself in those situations, because I wasn't seeing clearly. It was the choices that I was making, and I had to stop and reflect why I was choosing the men that I was choosing. I know better now. So I know better now. And there are signs that when you are with somebody, and I'll mention that in another video. I'll get into that a little later in another video, but because it's a little long on signs and things to look out for when you just got a gut feeling something ain't right. It's probably not. So I just wanted to come on and say, hey, you're loved, and don't let somebody ever steal your thunder. Don't let somebody take the light out of your soul or the light out of your heart, because it's them, it's not you. And you're loved. You are loved, and what they're doing to you is not love. It's control. And I can't express that enough. And when you get ready to leave because you've really had enough, put a game plan together. Don't just say you're going to leave and walk out, because that's when it gets dangerous. And people can, when you leave somebody that's very physical and emotional and financially controlling, you got to put a game plan and get certain organizations and trusted family members. And if you don't have trusted family members, then organizations that will help you. There is a national hotline in my description. Please use it. They can point you in the right direction on who you can get in touch with to help you, make your move. And especially if you got children, don't just up and leave. And stay to yourself. Don't let them know that you're going to leave. Don't let them have any clue, that you're thinking about leaving, because that's when they put more abuse on you. And that's when it gets crazier. And it's crazy enough that you got to go through that. You know, just keep it to yourself until you're ready to make your final move. And when you make your final move, don't go back. Don't go back. And you'll have times where you'll feel like you need to go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. It's going to be difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be difficult because you got a mindset already of somebody physically abusing you, and it's your fault, and it's you that did it. And, you know, it's not you. It's them. It's a control that they have. And so, you know, take a moment when he's not around or she's not around or whoever it is that's abusing you. Take a moment and reflect on what got you in that position. In my case, it went all the way back to my childhood. I don't know what it is for you. Each person's going to be different. But if you have a creator, like I believe in God, trust in him, pray. I know that probably sounds to you like there's no God, you know, they're not coming to my rescue, they're not helping me, blah, 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 whatever. You know, prayers do work. They really do. And karma is real. Don't underestimate karma. Karma is real. And what goes around comes around. And they'll get theirs. They'll get theirs, I promise you. They'll get theirs. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. So just wanted to tell you, take a minute and let you know you're loved. And I'm here. You can reach out to me in any way. If I can help you get through this, I'm more than willing to help you. And just know it's not your fault. It's a control thing that they have. And with that said, I love you and I wish you well. And just take a moment and think about what got you to where you are. And come up with a game plan, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve to be abused. You don't. And so, with that said, we're already 22 minutes into this video, and I don't want to make it long because it can get a little overwhelming and depressing. But I'm here to bring hope and light to your life if I can. So, by all means, I wish you all well. I thank you for taking the time to look at my video, and I hope that my words can help somebody. And I'm here, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.